Salina. It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and move.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other. With the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana boo boo.
Hey y'all. I hope everybody's doing well. Let me put this some music on. Okay. Trying to get used to this little stuff. I need to be doing figuring out some more things to do. I'm gonna try to do some uploads. I'm gonna try to do some uploads and everything. But I hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. Thank God it is Friday. I know for some of you. I always look forward to Fridays, to be honest with you. Hey Miss V, hey Scorpio, hey Orlando. Hi Miss Carla, how are you? Scorpio Mama, what's poppin'? It was an interesting night last night, but hey, I got through it. Thank God for the supporters that held me down on last night, that checked on me, that donated. I appreciate it so very much. I don't know if you want me to say your names, but I'm not going to say it because, I just know that some people like their privacy. Hey, riders. And so I do appreciate those angels that donated to me last night. Even the other angel that donated to me the other day. I always try to let people know, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Because like I said, we all out here trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? I have a small channel. And I'm doing the very best that I can, and I'm still trying to figure things out. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your just really just sticking in there for me, sticking in there with me and for me. Hey Deborah, hey Rollo. I'm gonna have to talk to you a little later, Rollo. But yeah, we're gonna have to talk. But there's something that's concerning. I'll tell you about it a little later. But I appreciate everybody that held me down on yesterday. It really meant a lot to me. I had fun, but for those who stuck around, they kind of know what happened on last night. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about resentment leads to bitterness, and bitterness leads to hatred. Why is it such a why are so many people seem like they're so hateful? And hey Young Riz, and with their hatefulness, they're very obsessive with it. I find that really weird how a lot of times people whose birthday is it? I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Oh, it wasn't my birthday. It was actually it was my cousin's friend Jennifer's birthday. So shout out to Jennifer. It was her birthday. It's cancer season, so it wasn't my birthday, but I'm always invited to different little celebrations. My birthday's in November, with V. So but there's so many hateful people around here, and some of these people that think they are, that they know they're hateful, and they think it's okay. And we've seen so many stories on here from people that think they have the right to take other people's life because of how they feel. Let me tell you, it's a few people that I do not like, I can't stand. But guess what? Those people don't live rent free in my head. What I see a lot of the times with people out here that don't like people or hate people, they are very obsessive about their hate. They let things piled up so they feel like they have a reason to go at a person and violate a person. And we not only see that in social media, we see that in everyday life, like the story I'm going to be talking about today. Anybody that I don't like, they don't live rent free in my head. But I noticed that a lot of times, some folks out here in this day and time, when they have a hatred towards you or a strong dislike towards you, you live rent free in their head. You have like a big old condo in their head. They think about you, they watch you, they monitor you, they try to see what you got going on in your life. They're just very strange people, and I believe that hatred that is mixed with, hey, Miss Chicago, is mixed with obsession. If you ever see people that's constantly talking about a person that they hate or they don't like, that person has an obsession with that person. That hatred is turned into an obsession. And that's why you see so many sick people online going at people that are not even a thought in their mind. You know, like I said, I'm one of those people. If I don't like you, I'm going to stay away from you. I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to say what I have to say, and I'm going to move on. Now, whether you do, your thing, going back and forth, that you're going to be talking or going back and forth with yourself. I'm not going to entertain. I'm not going to entertain it. Now, you put if you were in front of me physically, and you try to, or you attempt, or I felt like you was heading my way to put your hands on me, then that gives me the right to defend myself physically, right? So, and that's how I kind of deal with things. But just for a person that does not like you, that has a hatred, and they making a point to let you know that they can't stand you, they don't like you, they talk about you all the time, they point out all of your flaws, they point out all that they feel like is your hypocrisy or whatever. Those are the people that have an obsession with you. And that is where you're getting close to somebody that is mentally ill. Okay, they have a mental illness, and it could be obsessive compulsion. It could be a lot of different disorders that this person has. But the root of it all is hatred for another person. That's the root of it all. And when I feel like I strongly dislike a person, that's why I separate myself. That's why I don't, make that person a thought in my head, because I'm not trying to I don't want nobody that I don't like to have a condo in my head. Nobody. I mean, nobody. Even if I like you, nobody should have a condo in your head. Nobody should live rent free in your head. But some people, they a special case of crazy. And I'm talking about crazy as far as mentally insane. Okay. So we're gonna see the mindset of people, and this person I'm gonna be showing you. She had been having some resentment towards this manager for, I'm assuming, a minute, and things came to a head. And when they came to a head, unfortunately, somebody's life was taken. But see, this is why you have to deal with a lot of the stuff you're dealing with in your head. Because if you don't deal with the stuff that's going on in your heart and your head, you're going to get yourself messed up. Like I said, there's never been a person that I can say that I wanted to physically, I'm not going to lie, I want to put my hand, so let me stop lying on that. But there's nobody that I wanted to see them destroyed, as far as like murder them or anything of that nature. Like, I only feel like you should do that. You only should take out your heater, and unless you're about to use it because you feel like your life is in danger. not be, fighting and unaliving somebody is two different things. And really, like I said, a lot of the time people are just so hateful they don't even recognize that hatred just snuck on. It's you know how it sneaks on a person. Thank you, Rollo. I appreciate it. Hatred sneaks on a person. It sneaks up on a person because, like I said, it starts resentment. You can't stand that person. It's something you felt like that person did to you, and you hold that resentment there. Then once you have that resentment and it's just building up, and every time you see this person says something, any little thing or do any little thing, it's building up. Then it turns into bitterness, right? That the resentment turns into bitterness where you can't stand that person. It's like you want something to be done to that person, right? Then you go into the hatred. The hatred is when I'm gonna show you how much I want your whole existence to be wiped away from this earth. And it's not funny, but it's true. So it always starts, as a seed of resentment. Resentment could be a week, it could be a year, it could be years. People hold resentment, and then it goes into bitterness. It could be a lot of it. It doesn't have a time limit. You know what I'm saying? But that resentment does go into eventually hate if you don't deal with it. It really can. He says, thank you so much, Rollo. Shout out to you. He says, I would fight, but that's as far as I would go. I never thought about eliminating people when I was young. Wasn't even raised that mindset. Yes, but this is a different generation. Like I was telling you about last night, people will take you out of here just for a little bitty thing. So you better know who you're dealing with. You said, or be prepared. Ms. B says, yes, yes, and please explain the difference between hating on someone and hating someone. Okay. Hating someone is more stemmed in jealousy, I would think. That's more like somebody that you wish you had, or something about that person that you wish you had, or you wish you could. It could be like attention, it could be looks, it could be money, it could be a lot of different things. So hating on somebody, when the people say you're hating on somebody, that usually stems in jealousy and envy. It's something about that person, what that person has or who they are, that you don't like them because of that, because they're either getting the attention, they're either getting the money, they're either getting the women, the men, or whatever. They're either getting success. That's more hating to me. Is more like jealousy. Really hating someone. It could also stem in jealousy and envy too. But to me, hating someone is when you can't stand them. You want to destroy them. Their existence to you bothers you, and you want them gone. To me, that's hatred. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I explained it to you. Hey, Divine. I don't know if I explained it to you the way, or articulated in the way you can understand, or maybe you do. I don't know, Miss V. But that's how I see the difference between hating someone and hating on someone. Because hating on someone is just basically not liking someone because they have something that you want and you don't have it. And hating a person means I want their very existence gone from this earth. Anything about them, it makes me sick to my stomach. I want them destroyed. To me, that's hate. And so, and when people be feeling that way, they feel like Scorpio Mama said, they got to prove a point to let you know that they hate you, that they can't stand you. Like I said, it's the people I don't like, but to me, as long as you stay over there, I don't care. I don't like you either, like I said, the feeling is very mutual. But if I see you in public and you try, or if I feel like you hit coming my way, I'm gonna fight you. Like, period, point blank. And I'm also gonna have a weapon on me just in case, because some of these people out here, they don't fight. They go straight to their heater. And my thing is, you need to be prepared, because people are not fair. They're not fair fighters. They dwell in hate, and they want to take your life, right? You said it's sad and unfortunate, and it's true. A lot of people in position of power abuse that power, especially if they don't like you, right? And sometimes you will have managers, and I don't know their relationship, but it seemed like it was a lot of resentment going on. Maybe neither one of them liked each other, and that's really not common, especially with women, to be honest with you. And because, again, competition and jealousy, or just a dislike for another woman. You don't even have to know a woman. Some of these women, they just don't like you. And then some women have positions, and it goes to their head, and they don't know how to talk to people. I've had positions where, I had an assistant principal. She didn't know how to talk to other people, especially in conflict. And I had to basically let her know, ma'am, don't do me, because I don't give a damn if you principal, assistant principal. I don't care who you are. You could be the CEO of a company that I'm working with or whatever. If I got into corporate America, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. I don't care who you are, right? So some people that have these positions do not know how to talk to people. And people are already have some loose screws up there, or they already don't like you. So they feel like they have a right to unalive you because of them feeling disrespected, because they already didn't like you. They already hated you from the beginning for whatever reason, right? Hey, nature of everything, how are you? So I hope I'm explaining that. You said, I carry a piece all the time. Got to protect yourself. Yeah, these people crazy. So I'm going to share this, guys, with you. Share this screen. McDonald's employee is on a live after an Instagram rant. Now, this is by Black Girl Unlost. So I put that, I think I put it in my description. This is where I got this story from. Okay, let me turn this music off. I hope everybody's having a great evening so far. A great afternoon. I'm sorry, great afternoon. Get this music off here. Yeah, let me pause this. It's a little too much going on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. I may stop it.
Telling me about you pulling the gun on a kid. I don't.
Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit so we can see what's actually going on. Now, the first person that you will see, which is this young lady, she is the person that on a live, the manager. So she's on Instagram talking about a situation that happened prior to. They had some type of disagreement, or she just kind of, it was something that the manager said that kind of ticked her off. So she's going to be expounding on that on her Instagram. So this is a young lady. I believe she's 26 years old. The former manager, was 39 years old with 6 children. So there's a age barrier there. So sometimes, and I, like I said, in some 30-year-olds, they communicate like 20-year-olds. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk to people. And like I said, I have been on that side where you have some people that have positions and they don't know how to, I would say, deliver whatever they're trying to say. They're deliver a message properly. They want to be condescending. They want to be rude. So I don't know what all has transpired, but she's going to be explaining some of that on this Instagram.
she coming in there and talking about some yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull a gun and that. Well, you know, telling us that like telling us you pull must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, you know, like I'm like, what telling me this for? Like it's then she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or something. Dude, what you put telling me about you pulling the gun on a kid? I don't like that doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That doesn't scare me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck
So there was something that happened before, and the manager was letting her know, baby, I had to take my gun out on my kids. So baby, basically, don't play with me. That's basically what is coming across to me. But again, I wasn't there. You wasn't there. We just trying to figure out what's going on. So let me keep going.
her telling me about some with the she did. You know, maybe that's why they all fighting her to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened. So
It's not funny. It's not there. It isn't funny at all. So, you know, keep in
showed up for their later shifts that other employees learned why they wouldn't be working today.
I'm shocked. I couldn't believe it. You know, I was devastated. This was going to happen there.
My mama is crying. It's not fair. It's not fair.
A heartbreaking scene in East Point where a dispute between two co-workers ended in a deadly stabbing. How police say witnesses helped catch the suspect.
And this is Black Girls on Lost, so sub up to her if you're interested in true crime stories.
Jennifer Harris, lovingly known as Jama by her family and close friends, was a radiant soul whose beauty shone just as brightly on the inside as it did on the outside. At 39 years old, Jennifer wore many hats in life, but the one she cherished most was that of a devoted mother. As a single mom to 6 children, her world revolved around them, and in return, they adored her beyond measure. Her unwavering love, strength, and determination were the foundation of their lives. Jennifer worked tirelessly to provide for her family, making sure her children never went without. For the past 15 years, she had been a dedicated employee at a local McDonald's, where her work ethic and warm spirit earned her the position of manager. Her coworkers admired her leadership, and customers often remembered her smile. On what seemed like a normal day, Jennifer headed in for yet another shift, committed as always to doing her best for the people she loved. Tragically, none could have known that this would be her final shift. In a heartbreaking turn of events, her life was unexpectedly cut short, leaving a void that words can scarcely describe. Just before 8 a.m. on the morning of July 10th, officers with the Michigan State Police responded to a distressing call at a McDonald's located on 9 Mile Road in East Point. The report referenced gunshots and a stabbing, prompting an urgent response. When authorities arrived on the scene, they were met with chaos, a scene marked by panic and confusion. Amid the turmoil, officers discovered an unresponsive adult female. The unsettling situation immediately raised concern and complexity. Later identified as 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, who was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital. But despite the efforts of emergency personnel, she tragically succumbed to multiple stab wounds and was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. As investigators began piecing together the events that led to the deadly encounter, it quickly became clear that this was not a random act of violence. According to the Michigan State Police, the incident stemmed from a workplace dispute between Jennifer and another McDonald's employee. Earlier that morning, the coworker in question had been sent home following an argument with Jennifer, an argument that tragically would have fatal consequences. Not long after leaving the restaurant, the disgruntled employee posted a video on Instagram, emotionally venting about the situation and expressing frustration over being dismissed early. The footage would soon become a crucial part of the investigation, offering insight into the suspect's mindset in the moments leading up to the tragic attack.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got to take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial. And then throughout the day, she keeps on like putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That's have to stop. She's a bully.
Now, I had a little part-time job. I'm just gonna be honest with you. After I would leave school, I had a part-time job. And I would say some of the young people, like I'm gonna say 19 through 20, I'm gonna say to maybe 20, 25 that I have met working in some establishments. There and maybe I was just like that, when I was 19, 18. I don't know, but I could always keep a job, you know what I'm saying? But I do see, like, in customer service, like when you go to Walmart or you go to these fast food restaurants, a lot of the young people that are working today, whether they're in high school or coming out of high school, they are very rude. They do not know how, they don't have good work ethics. They don't know, they don't have great customer service. They're just all over the place. Now, on the other end, I have seen managers, because they know that these children are young, they do talk to these children as if they're their children. And if you look at, when I go through the video, you're going to see that some of her children are probably the same age as this young lady, right? So not only is there a age barrier there could also be a lack of good communication. And sometimes you get some of these managers, they gossip more than some of the employees, and it causes a lot of friction. I'm not saying that this is what is happening, but from what she's saying, she is causing some friction also in the workplace. And this is what this young lady is picking up. Plus, this young lady is also very immature. She probably has some mental issues going on. And she has a lot of, and like I said, you can see the resentment there. You can see the bitterness there, because she was saying that she had been sent home twice. So what was the actions for her being sent home twice? Was there actually something that the girl was doing, that she was either being rude to a customer? Because we all know, we've been in these places, and some of these little kids, they be really rude, and you be ready to snatch them across the counter. So we don't know, okay? Or it could have been she made not like the young lady, so she sent her home. It could be various reasons, but somebody in higher management should have intervened. If the manager couldn't deal with it, there should have been somebody else in higher management above her to help deal with the situation. Because this is how things get out of hand when things are not dealt with at the beginning. So I'm going to keep playing. Hey, Cece. Hey, Kuda. Thank you for coming through. You said, let's see, I'm going to go back to read. You said, Miss V said, I've had situations where I had to be cautious with motherfuckers, who were not my cup of tea, and vice versa. And we lived in society. Everyone is not for everybody. Just be cordial if you see one another, if you can. Right. And that's what I have learned. I have learned that you do have to be cordial with people. That's why I said, never mistake my cordialness for me being naive on what I'm seeing. I'm being cordial to you, but I see right through you. Or I'm being cordial to you, but I really don't like you like that. It's not me being fake, because I'm not asking you out for lunch. I'm not asking you for your number. I ain't laughing and chopping it up with you like we good old buds. I'm being cordial, respectful, until otherwise. Okay. So that means cordial to me is, hey, how you doing? If there's something that I need help with, or if it's something that I can help you with at work, then I will do so. And hopefully you will do me the same, because it's about the job. It's not about if we like each other. It's not about if I rock with you or agree with everything you doing. It's just about getting the job done. And this is why you need mature people in the workplace, which you will not always get that because people are people, and some people's maturity is not there. So when I'm at work, I'm thinking about getting a job done, and it may take somebody that I don't too particularly like to get the job done. But as long as we can get the job done and we're respectful to each other, that's all that matters to me. I could care less about liking you. I could care less because we're not going to lunch. We're not going shopping together. We're not doing none of that. Like, we're not calling, none of that. It's about the job and getting the job done. But you don't have people with that same mindset. So you're going to run into situations like this or hear about situations like this because people are not looking at it as, let's get the job done. Forget about, I don't like you. Forget about the quirks that you have or your personality that pisses me off. It's about the job, right? So I think when people get to that type of maturity and understand that it's about a job and not about if I like you or not, we will be a little bit better off. So I agree with your statement on that. Hey, Mika, I agree with your statement on that, Ms. V. I totally do. Because it's not about if I like you. It's about if I can work with you enough, we can be respectful enough to get whatever the job is at hand. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when it's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great.
I had a manager like that. And like I said, this was on the part-time job that I had. I had a manager like that, and he once things started getting like really hectic, he was like, "Oh my God, let's do it. Let's go." And so I can understand, I can relate to her on that. And this particular manager got really rude with me one day. It's like, I gotta help you, and you're behind. And I was like, hold it. We're not doing that. I said, sir, just like you want somebody to respect you, you will respect me. I said, now I haven't disrespected you in any type of way. You will not disrespect me. I said, the way that you approach me is wrong. And I'm going to explain to you why it's wrong. And I went and explained to him, and he still didn't get it. He was like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I said, your tone is disrespectful. That's what I'm telling you. So your tone is disrespectful talking to another grown woman that pays her bills just like you pay yours. So if there is a way to talk to people, that's not the way. So I'm telling you what way to talk to me. Okay. So he didn't too much like that, and he wanted to get rid of me after that. And I said, well, it is what it is, but what you won't do is be disrespectful to me when I haven't been disrespectful to you. That's what we not gonna do. And I didn't say that part, but I let him know what you will be doing is respecting me, and because I'm respecting you. So I make that very clear to him. So I can kind of understand this young lady. What she did was absolutely wrong. Let's just be clear on that. She had no right to do what she did. But I do understand the dynamics of some managers and how they do not have good managerial skills, and they lack communication skills. They can be very disrespectful. They can be very kind of short-tempered with you. So I understand the dynamics of hostile working environments. And this is what you have, a hostile working environment. And so as a manager, when you go through these classes of the managerial kind of skill sets, they should teach you how to communicate with people, how to have conflict resolutions with people, because they know when you're a manager, you're managing all different types of people. So you have to be able to be versatile. You have to be able to also be able to deal with the high stress situations, because there's going to be situations that's going to arise where you're going to be trying to either meet a deadline, or there's some things that are happening all at once, and you're going to have to be able to manage that and manage your people. So those are the type of things, when people take these jobs, they don't go through these type of skill sets to learn. And so when they have people up under them, especially young people like this, that really are just going out into the workplace, they don't know how to deal with this stuff. And so they get frustrated, and your whole staff can feel that you are frustrated. Your whole staff can feel the pressure. So that causes a lot of hostility already, so these are the things that people need to work on when they go into these manager positions. And I don't know why some of these companies do not really train or have train these managers on how to deal with people and conflict resolution, because this is what's important. And this is why you're having situations like this. You got people that's disrespectful. More than likely, these two were disrespectful to each other. But because she is the older and she is the manager, she holds a lot more responsibility, because this is her shift. And so she has to make sure that she is not getting in her feelings and always remain a professional. Okay. And again, I'm not blaming her death. I'm not blaming that on, her, on the victim. But what I do understand is a lot of the times we create the environment, and then when things happen, it is sometimes on the person that is over or that is the lead, because the leader creates the environment, okay, of the workplace. Hey, Uncle L. Hey, Robert. Hey, Billy. How are you? Good to see you. So, like I said, conflict resolution is missing because most people don't give a damn, and they want to say what they want to say, cuss you out, and then act a fool and ready to fight or ready to unalive you. So, conflict resolution, for the most part, in this day and time, is absolutely non-existent to a lot of people.
It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. God knows it happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. It gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. But I don't go in there doing that. I
have been snapping at her, and more than likely, probably both of them snapped at each other. And like I said, some of these young people, they don't know how to handle themselves in the high stress situations, and some managers don't. And if you go into these fast food places, you see how rude some of these kids are. Some of them haven't been taught. We understand that. But some of these kids, they get these jobs, they like, you snap at me, I'm gonna snap at you, instead of learning to stay a professional. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of takes time, to happen, especially for young people. It took time for me, because I was one of those people, I go tit for tat. So I had to kind of learn. You can't do that when you're working. And you cannot do that. You have to learn some things. You have to swallow, or maybe that don't sound right, but some things you have to just chop it up to, this is just a job. As long as this person don't hit me, I'm good. Let me just do what I'm supposed to do, get my check and go home. But some of these kids now, they like, nah, we ain't doing it. I'm gonna keep being tit for tat. I don't care if I lose a job, but I had to learn that too over time, that if you're going to keep a job, if you're going to be able to have a good reputation, you can't always have a response all the time. Sometimes you just have to let it go and understand that there's a policy which is not correct. Customers is always right. We all know that's a damn lie. Okay. Especially if we've been on the other side. Customers are not always right. Most of the time, customers are dead wrong. But there's always a right and a wrong to do things. And a lot of times when people are in situations like this, That's why it's good to have a good manager there or a good supervisor, that when things get a little heated, you can go to your supervisor, you can go to your manager and say, hey, I can't handle this customer, or I can't deal with this situation is a little challenging for me. Can you please help me or take over the situation? And if you have a good manager, if you have a good supervisor, they will take over, because that's what they're supposed to do. Okay. So there is a lot of resentment between the two of them. I wish I could hear her story on her end, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't just one-sided. I'm pretty sure that because of just working and dealing with people, more than likely it was a two-sided thing. And somebody should have, or I would say a higher management should have stepped in and see if they can solve this, resolve this this problem here.
Peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative she's saying about, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. It's crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but it's going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
The employee returned a few minutes later with her face covered and assaulted Jennifer with a knife. A customer waiting in the drive-thru witnessed the altercation and discharged a firearm into the air in an effort to stop the incident. No one was harmed by the gunfire. The suspect then attempted to flee the scene, but the same customer, who holds a valid concealed pistol license, pursued her and detained her until law enforcement arrived. Police credited the customer's quick response with preventing the suspect from escaping, noting that without his intervention, the case may have remained open for longer. The suspect, a 26-year-old woman, was taken into custody and arraigned the following day. Police have not released additional identifying information at this time. Jennifer's family expressed deep shock and grief. Her eldest daughter shared that the two employees had previously appeared to be on friendly terms. Never in their wildest dreams would they think something like this would happen.
Why take our mama from us? You knew he loved each other.
It is absolute heartbreak for the family of Jennifer Harris, a 15-year employee of McDonald's and the manager here in East Point. They all gathered at the very spot she lost her life Thursday morning. Police say it was a senseless act caused by a simple argument.
There was a dispute between two co-workers, and one co-worker was sent home as a result of the dispute.
That coworker, a 26-year-old East Point resident, then allegedly returned hours later with a kitchen knife and stabbed Jennifer multiple times. A customer and licensed CPL holder, noticing the violence, fired a single shot into the air to put an end to what he was seeing.
Nobody was hit by the gunshot, but it did stop the assault. The suspect dropped the knife and started running away from the location.
That Good Samaritan then detained the suspect before she could get far until police arrived and took her into custody. Jennifer was rushed to a local hospital but died due to her injuries. Neighbors say that they sometimes hear arguments at this McDonald's, but never anything like this.
Goodness, I don't even know what to think, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's just sad all around. You don't want to see this.
The loving mother leaves behind her 6 children, who say they used to visit both their mom and the suspect at work and are confused to why the violence had to escalate this far.
We would come up here. We met her co-workers. We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her.
We reached out to the owner of this McDonald's, who told us in part, quote, "Violence of any kind is unacceptable in my restaurants, and we are taking this matter extremely seriously." Meanwhile, the family says Jennifer will be remembered as selfless and kind, her memory never forgotten.
My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us.
The key lesson in this story is the importance importance of recognizing early warning signs of conflict and the critical role that swift, responsible action can play in preventing further harm. It also highlights the value of community members acting with courage and caution in emergency situations. More broadly, the incident is a tragic reminder of how quickly workplace tensions can escalate and the lasting impact such violence can have on families and communities. Rest in peace, Jennifer Harris.
It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fatty and Miss Tanya. Thank you for coming through. Robert, thank you for coming through, Robert. Miss V, if you could put Miss Tanya's channel in the chat, I would appreciate it. She has a channel, and so you guys check her out. She talks a lot. She's more spiritual based, so if you're interested, go and sub up to Tanya. Show her some love. But I wanted to say that a lot of things can be resolved if we would learn to, number one, use common sense. And number two, sometimes some things are just not even worth it. I always say, never deal with a person that has nothing to lose. If you deal with a person that has nothing to lose, you're asking for it. They don't care what they do. They can take your life, take theirs. They're okay with it. But I will say that when you are dealing with people that you already have issues with, you have to really be very cautious, because resentment leads to bitterness. Bitterness eventually leads to hatred. And when you already know that a person does not hate you, their obsession with hating you, you need to be very leery of those type of people. And again, some things can be resolved before it even gets to the bitterness, and be resolved before it gets to the hatred. It can, once you see that there's some slight bit of tension or resentment in relationships, like I said, this could be a working relationship. This could be a romantic, platonic, whatever type of relationship you're having with the person. If you see like resentment or some tension there, it's best to nip it in the bud at the very beginning, because once resentment is piled on and it's piled on and it's piled on, don't think that the person has forgotten it. And maybe you are like that, because resentment is very sneaky. It can come up on you if you don't deal with the situation at hand. That's why when I have situations and I feel like there's some tension there with any of my friends, or if a significant other, I always be like, look, I'm feeling some tension here. Can you tell me if it's me or if it's really what's going on? I ask a person in a minute, especially if I'm in a relationship with a person. I ask them, what's going on? Are you feeling away? I'm kind of picking up some vibes on you. Yes, especially if they are family members. Yes, right. If they're family members, Yoni, it's best to also go to them, because resentment, some people, it take them a while. If they have resentment and it's just like, say for instance, it could be something that happened 20 years ago between you and your sister or brother. Okay. And nobody has talked about it, but it has been some tension that you can't put your finger on it, but it's there. And you continue to act like it's not there and sweep it up under the rug. In some way, it will manifest into bitterness. It will manifest into hatred, even with people you are supposed to love, even with people you're blood related to. So that's why I say we can no longer, as grown people, and we know most of us have our five senses, and most of us know when there is tension between a person or persons. and we continue to just act like it's not there. Sometimes we are creating an atmosphere of hostility that could lead to something really dangerous, right? And some things not are always led to death, but some things are can be led like a death of a relationship because we allow resentment to pile on and not address it in an effective way. You know what I'm saying? And when I say like an effective way, addressing it is not going to that person, in a volatile way, going to that person already, making a person defensive by, maybe saying something rude or inappropriate, or, as they would say, coming with the smoke. If you really value relationships, or even if it's somebody, like I said, somebody you just work with and you can sense it, there's ways that you can go to a person respectfully and be like, can we have a discussion? I feel like there has been some tension between us, and I'm trying to figure out how can we resolve this, so that we can move forward. You know what I'm saying? But because we got so many people out here that they don't care about none of that. They just like, I don't like you. I don't give a F, and whatever. It's up and stuck. Yeah, it's up and stuck. I understand some people it's up and stuck with. I get it. But at the end of the day, if it's a situation where we can work things out and move forward, then do so. But some people, they just don't have that mindset. They ain't trying. Conflict resolution, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Respecting other people, what is that? You know what I'm saying? All they know is fight. All they know is shooting. That's all they know. So when you can't deal with folks like that, hey, Aisha, you can't deal with people like that. They're a lost cause. That's just a waste of time. But when you are dealing with people, whether you're in corporate America, whether you work in a blue collar job, whether it's your family member, whether it's a man or woman you dating, or a friend that you have a disagreement with, you're going to have to learn as an adult how to communicate effectively and be respectful to a person and resolve a situation if it is meant to be resolved. Because some things is up and it's stuck. That means you stay away from me and I stay away from you. So, and that is fine too. You know what I'm saying? And there has to be no resentment there. I just don't like you. You don't like me. And hey, we can call it a day. Right? So, but thank you so much, Action. A lot of the times people just, respect is a non-factor in this day and time. Being able to communicate with a person is really a non-factor. Most people just do not understand, or they do not care to really be an adult about a thing. Fatty said, let me see what Fatty said. This is a shame for both families, but it's a lot of a-holes on these jobs, effing with people, mental health, abused people eventually will snap. And see, this is why I think you missed it earlier. I think you missed it earlier, Fatty, when I was talking about how some of these managers, they don't have good managerial skills. They have not been taught or went through leadership classes or classes that will help them to be able to deal with people, all types of people, and be able to be instructed or shown how to confront conflict. And they call it, in some, if you go to like any, if you're a teacher, you go to staff development, or you go to some of these corporate jobs, they do have training that is basically around conflict resolution. And so when you have people that have these jobs as supervisors and managers, and they haven't been taught these things, and they think that they can talk to kids or just people in general, like they're nothing, like you work for me, that's when you're going to create a hostile environment. So, like I said at the beginning, it's always good for a manager or supervisor to be trained to know how to deal with people of all different types of personalities. Because when you are not trained and you're going in that same behavior, it's like as if you're talking to your child or talking to, somebody in your family, people are going to feel disrespected, right? And then you already have some people that struggle with mental illness. You have some people that struggle with different things in their life, different traumas. And from just listening at this young lady, it seemed like to me she may have had a history of being bullied. Just from what she was saying, if you go at the very beginning, you will see her explaining how she felt like this manager was bullying her. Now, again, I'm not excusing what she did was right. What she did was dead wrong. But at the end of the day, the what the young lady, her argument was that she felt like she was being bullied by the manager at the job, and she was sent home 2 times, and she didn't do anything. Now we don't know that, because like I said again, sometimes employees, you get some of these young people that are employees and they do not know how to handle themselves, and they don't know how to talk to people either. So not all, but some. So we don't know the situation. Why was she sent home? What was the reasoning for her being sent home? So that we don't know that. But I think that I understand to an extent, because I had an assistant principal that was like that, very rude, didn't know how to talk to the staff, and she kind of talked to people as if it was okay, and a lot of the times that didn't set well with a lot of people on the staff. You know what I'm saying? So people do need to learn how to respect people. I don't care if you know me. I don't even care if we the same age. Even if I'm your manager, I still have to respect you as another person, as not just as an employee, but another person, unless you're disrespectful. But some of these people, like I said, they don't know what respect is, to me. And you said, a shoe says, I'm confused. People are this concerned with respect. Will she be respected in prison? Will prison guards be trained to care about her feelings? Absolutely not. And that's also what I was saying about earlier about, I believe that the young lady had some mental issues. Again, I do believe that she had issues with bullying, being bullied. That's what she was pointing out with the manager. But I also believe that you can kind of tell that she was a little unhinged, a lot of unhinged. And she was just waiting for the opportunity to also snap. And so, since at the time she had some resentment that turned into bitterness, that turned into hatred, she was waiting for the opportunity to attack this woman. So yes, I mean, I see it on both sides, on all sides. You know what I'm saying? But she was unhinged. She did have something mentally going on with her, some unchecked trauma that, like I said, maybe with bullying or being disrespectful. I don't know. But I just know that a lot of times some of the young people, like I said, that, you work with, like in their, late teens, early 20s. And I think to an extent, I wasn't like that. But like I said, I was tit for tat. I didn't take nothing from nobody. So a lot of the youth now, they're going to have to either grow into it by losing a job or losing jobs and finding out that you can't do that. You got to play by the game. But a lot of the time these young people come in these jobs and they have no idea, how to deal with people. Plus they got a lot of stuff that they're dealing with at home. And so they take it to work. Even older people have stuff going on at home and they bring their drama to work. So it ain't no age on that. But okay, so you're saying this young lady has stabbed some in the past. So she did have a history of already being violent. From what you're saying, I wish I'm gonna see if I can find another video on this girl, because I just saw that one. I look at Black Girl Unlost. Let me see if I can find something else on her, because I was just like, this young lady had to have some type of other problems. Because you just don't think, oh, even if you're resenting someone, oh, I'm just gonna go and unalive somebody. Like, that's just really weird. So let me see this one. This is another channel that I watch called Twisted Crime. Now, I watch this pretty often. I'm gonna share this with y'all and see what y'all think about it. And thank you for those that helping me meet my goal. I need 3 more just to meet my goal. I would truly appreciate it if you would do so. If anybody would like to come up and talk about this situation, just let me know. I can put the link in the chat and you can come up. Here you go. Now, this is another video. This is by Twisted Crime.
I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times. My name kept getting called. I was doing a great job. I kept getting sabotaged. Tempted so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. So although I went out of character, all I could say was stop talking to me. That's all I could say. Stop talking to me.
Fucking idiot. Make me do this shit against my fucking will. Fucking bloody cunt.
See, this is the young lady on Instagram. So Twisted Crime gave, and I'm glad Ace you said that. Twisted Crime gives a little bit. This is the one I really probably should have played. So this gives you a better idea of what type of personality that this young lady had as well. So she seems to have a very eccentric, to say the least, personality. She has a mask on. So maybe, I don't know if that's the mask that she used when she went into McDonald's to unalive Miss Harris. But this is her videos on Instagram.
My mama died trying to take care of us.
Afeni Mohammed, aged 26, stabbed her manager to death at McDonald's because she was sent home early 2 days in a row.
Bitch, get off my dick! Just because I opened Candyland doesn't mean I ain't slick! I gave out tricks, but I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. Hey, but this bitch suck my dick.
Yeah, she is mentally, something's not right, okay? So we see that right here, that this young lady is very disturbed. Yeah, something's not right.
Afeni went on a series of social media rants right after she was sent home, then later went back to her job to kill her manager, Jennifer Harris, the person who sent her home.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect.
Later in this video, we will show some videos of Afeni talking about so many dark things. Could it be that she was really bullied at work, or was she having mental problems? Let's get into it.
I'm playing my Mozart. Just that kind of mood today.
Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories.
Twisted Crime, subscribe. Thank you for hey R&B. Yeah, so she's mentally disturbed. As we can see, anybody that does like a lot of the rants, when you hear people doing a lot of the rants, they're not just being funny. Sometimes they do have some mental issues, and we can see in the case with this situation. She talked, like I said, she talked about bullying. I believe she may have a history of being bullied. That's probably why, or some of the reason she put on this. What do you call this? Not a facade, a defense mechanism, as being different characters, maybe her alter ego. So when you see somebody that's doing things like this or having rants, they are not in a normal mindset. You know, you don't see normal people walking around here doing rants. Just no, we don't do that. So yeah.
Story takes us to East Point, Michigan. East Point City,
Okay.
Macomb.
So CC, you can't be timing out people. I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. So kind of be watchful of not timing out people. Okay.
County, Michigan is a city, town, place equivalent, or township located in Macomb County, Michigan. 39-year-old Jennifer Harris was a McDonald's manager at an East Point franchise on 9 Mile Road. She was also a lovely mother of 6 who was very close to her kids. At the same McDonald's location is an employee named Afeni Muhammad. 26 years old Afeni was an interesting person. Looking through her social media accounts reveals Afeni had a weird personality.
So, watch this. So look, let me tell you this so you can do it yourself too. What you got to do is, okay, we have a water bottle right now. So let's focus on the water bottle. I see little tiny water drops. Okay. I see tiny little water drops of the bottle. What you're going to do is look at that one tiny water drop on that bottle. And you're going to imagine yourself jumping in a pool. Jump in that tiny pool. So you have to imagine you're shrinking yourself to jump in that tiny little pool. Because atoms, you can't see the atoms with the naked eye and the electrons and all that. But they're here around us, surrounding us. They're in the air. So you have to imagine a bunch of tiny little dots just flying around everywhere. And now I see them making a big shape. They're making 2 big hands, and they're just pushing the bottle. They're pushing the bottle out of my hand because I can't move my hand. My hand got to be still because the idea is to move the bottle with my mind. So these atoms are forming a shape of 2 giant hands, like 2 giant Zeus hands or something, right?
Yeah, she is way gone. I'm not sure what her diagnosis would be because I'm not a psychiatrist, but she is really she has some type of mental disorder that's going on. When you see people doing rants and doing weird things like this, they have something going on mentally. And this may be some of the reason why she not only is probably socially awkward, it may be some of the reason why she could not get along with other people at the job. Okay. So just from, looking at this, she might have a problem with working with people and communication. She's on a different planet and it's not Earth. So I'm gonna play a little bit more.
And now I see the kamikaze jet. It just ran right into the top of it, like off of the song he made called he was like, everybody been taking it. He said, how he said it. He was like, everybody been telling me what they think about me lately. Maybe it's time I tell them what I think about them. All right. And now I'm imagining
I'm playing my Mozart. Just that kind of mood today.
Bitch swallowed her gum. We close to Candyland. First person got sick. Yeah, y'all thought y'all changed me, but I'm still your prick. Thought y'all changed me, but I still piss y'all off more than my cup from.
She posted dark-themed type of videos on her account. She ranted about some other issues in her life too.
I'm just sitting at this park right now. I wanted to I had to talk to my neighbor Wayne again and like clear up everything with him, because how I said how like he always like he's always like look, he always like look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that. So it's like, you know, sometimes he would give me something to eat or something if I didn't make anyone on Instacart.
Hey, Fatty. Hey, Earthquake. Who else? Movado. Thank you for coming through. You said during her arrangement, she claimed to be in an abusive relationship. She also blamed her abuse of alcohol. Wow. Okay. We see here she's talking about somebody right here. So that she's had a bad relationship with. Let me keep playing it.
I get that. But I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me sometimes. I want him to think that I owe him sex. So now like after I told him that, it's like he's been crying and crying and telling me he think I use him. Dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him. Dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he'd been going through for a long time and nobody can help him. But me, I helped him get through it. And I cook, and you know, I don't have a lot of money, but I still make money at work. But you know, I don't have a car right now. I'm still working to get in a car. And he feels like I owe him sex. And now he's mad and crying and trying to make me feel guilty. I need to just calm down. I'm gonna be okay. But I should have known. I'm playing my peaceful music so I don't have to listen to you doing this, and you're interrupting my music call on my phone. Please leave me alone. You told me you never ignored me. Stop fucking with me! Yeah, something is oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this child here, this young lady here, she definitely has some mental issues. Hey Ryan, I am so thankful that I did see that comment issue, so I said let me kind of find something else on this young lady, because it got to be more to the story than this. So I can see right here, she this type of personality, this type of disorder right here, she has a hard time with connecting with people. So she's been with her boyfriend, and she was saying how I guess she felt like he was trying to use her just for sex, and she wasn't giving it to him or something like that. So there's some type of disconnection there. A lot of disconnection she probably has with people. This is really a case study, to be honest with you. I wonder what she would be diagnosed with. Would it be bipolar? You know, people use bipolar a lot, but it'd be multiple personalities. You know, this is kind of making me kind of curious about this. She's really a case study. Yeah, she really a case study. And I apologize to you, R&B, if you're in the bushes. She accidentally timed you out 1.8 seconds. I think it's 1.8 seconds. So if you're still there, try to type back in the chat. You should be okay. Again, I do apologize, R&B. Nico. You heard what she said? She said she doesn't want to have sex with him.
Let me go back just a little bit because maybe that's so her boyfriend's in the other room, and that's who she's screaming at.
I really touched myself. I don't want to sleep with you. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you heard what she said? So let me go back to the text. Let me see if I can go back. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this part. Thank you so much, Movado and Mika. I appreciate you. She said she don't want to have sex with you.
Okay.
Oh wow. We want to have sex with. Okay. Thank you, Movado. You know, sometimes I have to catch myself from saying the wrong thing, and I'm not trying to be insensitive, but you know, yeah, she might be schizophrenic, but you know, I have to read more on some of the symptoms of schizophrenia. I know that you do a lot of ranting and talking to yourself. You see people that's not there. So she could have some symptoms of it. This is Wayne. I guess this is her boyfriend. She said, how can I be positive when everything's negative coming at me from all directions? And then, hey, you gonna have to wait a minute trying to get money to send you. And then I guess this would be Wayne, her boyfriend. I'm not even near a motel. Then it says, don't keep making it seem like I'm the reason you're okay. So no, the black is her, okay, and the gray is him. And so he says, don't keep making it seem like I'm the reason your job fired you because I'm the only one helping you. Stop trying to make me feel like I'm supposed to be to blame for the cause that's out of my hands. I'm unsure what took place while you worked there. Haven't even ate today yet. And then she says, me either. Hey, Mr. Kimi. Hey, Chill. Okay, it says you were talking about the hair colors. It could be a dissociative identity disorder. I'm gonna read on that dissociative identity disorder. Hey, the answer. I'm gonna read something on that, and I'm gonna see if that I'm gonna put up see the symptoms, and I'm gonna share the screen with you, and see if that is some. It could be some of her symptoms, and sometimes when you see people, not all, because you know me, I got different colors, different colors of lace fronts. But some of the times when you see people like change themselves, whether they have a lot of piercings, they have multicolored hair, not all the time, not all the time. I'm just saying some of the time. Sometimes they're putting on costumes because they believe that they're this person today. They are another person another day. And, you know, and some people are just artistic. So let's just be clear. Everybody that have colored hair, piercings, and tattoos are not crazy. Let me be clear on that. But then when you see people like do different weird things to themselves and they look very odd, there is something going on in that brain of theirs. Okay. And everything starts from the heart, and it comes to our head and our mindsets. So we have to be very careful about that. And it says you gotta. This is Wayne, I think, talking to the young lady. He said, you really got to be mindful of the things like that when you are working around people in small areas. I was uncomfortable when you touched me behind one time at the house. I felt obligated and forced to show you my bare body because you kept giving me money. So maybe this is her, because I don't know. Okay, said you kept giving me money and looking at me in a dirty way. I never felt comfortable about any of that. It was causing me depression. So this is the girl talking to him. It was causing me the depression, and I felt trapped, especially when you kept telling me that you wanted me to have sex with me. I felt like I was trapped, and eventually I wouldn't be trapped anymore. Okay, so this is the girl talking to the guy. So remember at the beginning when I showed you, she was screaming saying she doesn't want to have sex with him. Okay, so I guess it's some guy that she was living with, and she's telling him here that she felt uncomfortable with his touches, and she felt obligated to show some of her body because I guess she was living with him, and he was also giving her money.
Afeni had another job which she complained about some things regarding the job.
So I was at my second, well, she ain't my client, but I thought it was a client, but it ain't my client if I can't clean their house. And basically it was the apartment building or whatever. So I was late anyway, and I'm kind of glad that I was late because, I wasn't missing out on nothing because I'm not cleaning the fucking apartment. Basically, she had roaches. Like, as soon as we opened the door, because she wasn't home, so the office people opened the door. As soon as we opened the door, I see baby roach. I'm like, oh, no, ma'am. I ain't stepping foot in there. So I told them I'm going to have to decline that one. So before I was late because when I finished leaving the other place, I was like, I'm taking a break. So I went home, and plus it was this portable sauna that I ordered for Wayne so he can detox and stuff. Like, yeah, you could book me again. You would never see me again. I ain't never come back to that fucking house. Nope. You can book me if you want to. I would not press accept because I ain't doing it. Get somebody else to clean your fucking house. You ought to be ashamed of yourself because your house looks fucking filthy. And I know you're telling me you gotta have surgery soon or whatever, but it still ain't no fucking excuse why you can't piss off the fucking toilet. Like that shit pissed me off. It's a disappointment to know that these fucking adults don't know how to clean their fucking houses. But these be the
Wendy said her eyes is crazy. Yeah, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
main people that be trying to think they running something and thinking they bossing people around, acting like they boss everybody. Well, what's going on with y'all houses though? Why your houses look filthy like this?
So she said, so that was another, you remember at the beginning, that was another one of her concerns with the other manager. I think she has a problem with taking instructions from supervisors or anybody. I think she has an issue with authority or respecting authority. So I see now her issue is about respecting authority. She can't even be on jobs like she was talking about this situation. This is with a whole different thing. She going to people's houses and cleaning, and she didn't even want that person to tell her what to do or how to do it. So she has some issues with respecting authority from what it looks like to me right here.
What's up with that? Because I'm mad now. I'm heated. But just because I get paid and stuff to clean houses, that means that like I'm a fan of you people. No, you people are a fucking disgrace. You people are a fucking disgrace. Your houses look a fucking mess. How do you live with yourself? Why are you even selling Barbies? Barbies are magical and beautiful and clean. What you selling Barbies for? Have a bunch of Barbies and shit, but your house don't look like a Barbie house. What's up with that? It's disgusting. Especially when I go to fucking houses and people be sitting on their fucking sofa just chilling and shit, watching TV and talking about a bunch of nothing. Why the fuck you don't got time to clean your fucking house? Ain't no excuse. You just being lazy. Yeah, some people really can't, but some people can. Because there's been houses I've been to that people can fucking clean their own house. They're just being lazy. No, I ain't your fucking maid, and you'll never see me again.
She can be seen also posting weird videos about scary things, or talking about dark things. Back to her job at McDonald's, she had previously posted about how she was picked at and some other things regarding the job.
I was wrongfully treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times. My name kept getting called. I was doing a great job. I kept getting sabotaged, tempted, so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. So although I went out of character, all I could say was stop talking to me. That's all I could say. Stop talking to me. And to walk into my space still bothering me, and I said, get away from me. Please get out of my space if you don't mind. I can't talk right now, and you still continue to touch me.
She has also some issues. Like I said, I told you from the beginning, she has some social issues with other people. She also has a victim mentality. So you see her always saying that somebody was tapping on her. They were calling her name. My goodness. If she could have probably gotten help a lot earlier in her life, she probably would be better off. But this was all leading up to what happened. She has a lot of rage inside of her. She has a lot of rage.
That made me very unhappy. It was ridiculous. Because I know that I'm a great person, and I know I won't be tolerating that. So since they decided to bully me, let the universe show them what's next. Because it wasn't right. It was ridiculous. And there will be hell to pay for that. Without a doubt.
No one really knows what was going on with her and her co-workers, but disaster struck on July 10, 2025. Afeni's manager, Jennifer Harris, who had worked with the business for over 15 years, was having issue with Afeni. They both had an argument and Jennifer sent Afeni home. Afeni left the premises and went online to rant about what had happened at work. Here is the video.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I got to take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on like putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit gonna have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So fuck, it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff. That
I had a girl like this when I went to school with, and there was a few people when I went to an art school. I met a few eccentric people, and I was always real nice to them because, honey, you don't know what they be on. Like, they can flip on you. I'm gonna share with you guys. Then I'm gonna go back to the video if you guys have some time. I'm going to look up dissociative disorder. Let me see. Dissociative order. It is a sense of being separated from yourself and your emotions, thinking that people and things are around you are distorted and not real. Okay? Blurred sense of your own identity, severe stress or problems in relationships, work, or other important areas of life. Okay? So that's one of the things that I see. I see a sense of being separated from herself and her emotions. I do see that. I also see thinking of people or things that around you are distorted or not real. Memory loss, out of body experiences. Okay. Mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, thoughts of the S word, a lack of sense of self-identity. I do see that. So this could be her diagnosis, but again, we do not know. But I'm glad that as you kind of put that out there, that this may be some of her problem. But we definitely know from just watching her, she does have something going on mentally, right? That is a non-negotiable. We already know that. And so I just want to show you that. I'm gonna go back to the video. Let me see. Share screen. Go back to this.
Me, I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit she's saying about, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games since she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and it's not funny. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
Then one day she coming in there and talking about some yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, telling us that like the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, I'm like, what the fuck you telling me this for? Like she think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. Give a fuck about you telling me about you pulling a gun on a kid. I don't fucking like that shit doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't scare me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that shit didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck about her telling me about what the fuck she did. And maybe that's why they always fighting her to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened. The fuck out of here with that shit.
Shortly after posting the video, she went back to her workplace with a knife and started stabbing her manager, Jennifer Harris. She stabbed her repeatedly until a customer shot into the air to try to save Jennifer. The customer held her at gunpoint until the cops arrived. Jennifer was rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately she did not survive.
A mother killed in a workplace stabbing.
My mama died trying to take care of us.
A McDonald's manager killed in the middle of the morning rush, and police say it was another employee who did it. Jennifer Harris was working her shift this morning when she sent an employee home early. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. Police say that employee left and then came back and killed her with a knife. This happened at the McDonald's on 9 Mile West, west of Kelly and East Point. Noelle Frio is live with the details. Noelle, we hear a good Samaritan stepped in and tried and stop this.
Yeah, that's right. Police say that stabbing happened near this drive-through window behind me. And they say a customer who was in the drive-through stepped in and stopped the suspect from fleeing the scene before police arrived. We've now learned that the victim was a mother of 6. Employees described the terrifying moments inside a McDonald's after a worker attacked a manager with a knife. Police say the employee had been in an argument with the manager that ended with her being sent home.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face. And the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her.
Family of the victim identified her as 39-year-old Jennifer Harris. She was stabbed multiple times before a customer in the drive-through line intervened, holding the employee at gunpoint until officers arrived.
He had her sitting down there about in the parking lot next to a vehicle, and he had the gun pointed at her. That's when police and all them rolled up.
He did the right thing. He showed, so to speak, heroism, and we really appreciate his assistance because, like I said, otherwise we would have a dangerous criminal right now in public, and we would be looking for her, but who knows what else she was gonna do.
Family of Harris described her as selfless, a hard worker who worked to provide for her 6 children as a single mother.
She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us, My mama died trying to take care of us.
Her children now in shock at how such senseless violence could have ended their mother's life.
A hard-working woman, so kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last, give you the shirt off her back. She did not deserve that at all.
Some people believed Afeni was actually bullied at work, while others think she was just a young lady filled with evil demons. Let's know what you guys think about this incident. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Jennifer Harris. Please stay safe, and we shall see you guys in the...
And yes, my prayers and condolences goes to the Harrison family that had to endure this. This is so unfortunate, and it was so uncalled for. It was so uncalled for. If anybody would like to come up, I'll put the link in the chat. Thank you so much, Chill. I appreciate you. Shu says definitely could bring up the argument of fetal development issues causing her to behave in this manner. Yes, right. A lot of the times, some things happen at birth with children. While they're in their mother's womb, some things happen because of the trauma that the mother is going through. It can sometimes affect the children. So I remember, like, some older people say, be careful how you carry your children, because it could, be careful when you're carrying your babies, because it could affect your children in some type of way, emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically. You know how some people get on drugs and alcohol, that could affect their children, feed, while they're in their mother's womb, as a little fetus, things like that we don't think about. And it could be something emotional happen, or some kind of trauma that the mother went through that may, some different, children have different disorders. So you have to, the older people really have a lot of good wisdom when they say, be careful how you carry your children. Make sure you try to, have a loving environment, as you're bringing them into the world, and even when they are brought into the world, because mental things and emotional things happen, as well as physical things inside the womb. Vitamins and mineral deficiencies can cause mental health issues. Yeah, I believe that, to an extent. This looks like AI. What looks like AI, Miss Sakimi? Let's see. You said, thank you, R&B, for coming back. Again, that was an accident. You said Acts 8 and 7, for unclean spirits crying with loud voices come out of many that were possessed with them, and many taken with palsy, and they were lame, and they were healed. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Tasha. A lot of people don't believe in that unclean spirits. They believe something. Some people believe it's chemical imbalance. It could be a lot of different things. I'm not going to take spirituality. I'm not going to take spirituality out of anything. I believe in some, believe in some science, but I also believe in the spiritual world too. So it's a lot of different factors on why people are the way they are, unfortunately. But when your hate for somebody becomes an obsession, and then you just want their very existence off of this planet, you have a problem. You have a problem, and it's stemmed in hate. But where did that hate come? It came from resentment. Then it went into bitterness. Then it went into hatred. I'm about to close it. If anybody wants to come up, I'll put the link in the chat one more time if y'all want to have a discussion. If not, I will end this live and going about my day. So anybody's welcome to come up and discuss this. But my prayers really go out. Why is it showing up on here? So they putting this on everybody's YouTube where you can see everybody's comments. I don't like that. I want, because some people you don't block. You don't want people seeing your comment. You said targeting and paid programs from the state, etc. But the young lady needed to be held accountable. Right. She needed to be held accountable, regardless if the woman, the manager maybe could have been in some ways unprofessional and not maybe seen that this girl really got some mental issues and to kind of back off a little bit, or maybe get somebody in higher management to help deal with the situation. The young lady needs to be held accountable. Just because you hate someone, that doesn't give you the right to unalive anybody. And as we can see, she has some and that's unfortunate. And now she's going to be in prison. So we're gonna see how she gonna deal with this. If she thinks she crazy now, she really gonna be crazy going up there, because them women ain't gonna be playing with her. And she gonna have to find out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. There's a lot of different programs. I know in Dallas, Texas, we have Metro Care. Metro Care is for low income, no income clients that have mental issue problems, and they need, help with counseling or meds, or they are sometimes given case managers to help them if they need help with housing, help them to get back on their feet, and to help build their, mental as well as emotional and physical. So in some other states, they have other programs that help with people that cannot afford mental health services. Some states do have government-based, they're more government-based programs or clinics that do provide help for people, whether they're homeless or whether they are just, like I said, low income and they cannot afford getting a psychiatrist or getting a counselor or case manager. So people need to look into those things. I say, if you feel like it's never, I don't feel like people should be ashamed. If you have some things going on in your mind and they're not normal, you need to go and seek the help that you need to, get. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I need help. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining me. Somebody wanted to come up.
Yeah, I know I came on the last minute. You sure you can hear me? Because I got my earphones on, so I don't.
Mm-hmm. How are you? So what do you have to say about this subject? I can hear you. Sometimes you're going in and out, so I don't know what's going on with that.
No, so hold on for a second.
But I can hear you right now.
Yeah, I'm take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me
now?
Okay.
So what's going on?
Yeah, some of those programs, I understand that young lady. I'm going through something similar myself, but it's an unfortunate thing, and you know what? No one likes to be bullied in that, and there's certain measures and things that you would need to do. First, you have to get a grip of yourself. When things go on that are not right, we can't just act out. You have to be calm. I always instruct people to go to the Most High. I know it seems, oh, well, I don't want to. No, you need to get yourself in line with Christ. Go to some kind of a preacher or get on YouTube. But the thing is, you can't act out emotionally or
Oh
physically.
no, don't get on YouTube. We
when,
got
when, when
look, Tanya.
Okay.
Tanya,
Okay, I'm hearing you.
we got too many mental
Yes,
unstable people
I
on
know that's
YouTube
right. I
already.
know
They
that's
need to
right.
get help. But what about those people but what about those people that don't believe in religion? They don't want to go to a preacher, they don't want to pray. What can they do? Because it's people from, we're dealing with all types of people. So everybody is not in spirituality, they're not into religion. So what would you suggest for those type of people that do need the help and they don't know how to go about it?
Okay, well, the number one thing is you have to stay calm. I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of resistance is against you, but that's why I
Mm-hmm.
would instruct somehow some form of peace to yourself. Think of a happy place if you don't have religion, but that's the better way, because the Most High can do more things for you than you can imagine. He can give you an instruction, and whatever's happening to you, he could take it away in a millisecond if you just turn to him. But if you don't have religion, always keep peace in your spirit.
You're
Smile,
going in
have a
and
smile.
out,
When they
Tanya.
over,
You're going in
when she over there
and
fussing at you, just sing a song. Hey, 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 or go talk to another coworker. Hey, how you doing? Let me help you over here. You want to switch up? You got to get yourself up out of there, and don't react in a negative way, because they're trying to make you nuts. And so that's how the system kind of sees black women. Unfortunately, they have a profile of us, and they want us. You got the crazy black woman and with the kids, or whatever they're trying to put on you. Even if you're not black, you want to always be at peace with yourself, and
Uh-huh.
know, think of something, breathe in,
Right.
breathe out. You could always Google some methods of having your spirit being peace. But I tell you, the Most High, His word is a double two-edged sword, and that's just the way for me. That's the only way, because the Most High, does more than
Right.
anything else for me, because He shuts things down immediately when I speak that word. Sometimes, and sometimes I have to go through it and let that person just talk, so they can be the crazy person. Because when she's sitting over there yelling and saying stuff, you just say, "Woo, child, I'm gonna have to pray for you." Because see, I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna pray for you. So you look smarter than whatever sitting
Mm-hmm.
here talking bad about you and saying bad about you. So you got to have peace in your spirit, because if you don't
Right.
have peace, now they feel that they have you. But if they see that you have peace, oh well, we gotta leave her
Right.
alone. I gotta leave her alone, or I gotta come a little bit
Right.
harder. And that's why I encourage to get some form of relationship with the Most High. Even just saying thank you, Jesus. You got to get something, other than, I just tell you how I do it. But like I said, you can do some Google searches, and just make sure you're always at peace. Um, try to be on time. You got to kind of be ahead of the game when it comes to these things, and pay attention. In detail. Don't argue. Don't be arguing with them. Some things you're gonna have to battle, but you're gonna know. You know. But
Right.
you'll always go above, like you said, you were saying, go to your manager above, let her talk, let her argue and talk about you, whatever. But that's what you do. You hold the power when you go above her manager, because she ain't even knowing. She's sitting up here thinking, don't even tell her. Just go above her manager and talk to them about it, and say,
Right.
Bill, I didn't like how this was happening. If you allowed to have your phones, because now they're trying to keep your phones off there. If you could record it, or have a friend or something, say, you know what, you see this going on. This could be you next. If I leave this job, kind of get you a small support, but don't be clingy. Just
Mm-hmm.
saying, you see this, because this could be y'all. You got to kind of have yourself together and still be smiling, because they're thinking you're nuts. They still gonna say you nuts, because you supposed to be yelling at me and trying to fight me.
Right. Right. Right.
So, and then that's where you said that sound like a crazy person. Why would I yell at you? Because you dysfunctional. And then you just
Right.
laugh in their face. And
I want
then
I want to show you. So basically, I'm going to say this. So basically, you're saying that find some techniques that work for you when you feel like you're about to explode. That's basically what you're saying.
yeah, even if you got to sing a worldly song, you know what? Sing. I don't know. Sing Tupac. Ain't nothing gonna stop something. Get don't lose your job over these people. Because
Yeah.
they're testing you. They're testing you, or something is going on with that person. And
Mhm.
when you go acting out, now here you are facing jail time when all you had to do was just let that person go. And that's where I encourage the Bible, because it teaches you how to be self-controlled. See, the Bible says love is puffed up. It does not parade itself. It's forbearance and it's self-control. See, when they acting out and crazy, you showing them love. Because they
Mhm.
you ignoring me. No, I'm not. I'm showing you love because I could, you know what I'm saying? She decided to do that instead of just saying, you know what? Or maybe you right. Maybe you right about this. I'm gonna go to the manager. You don't have to tell her that, but kind of move in silence on certain things, and then um, you're always at peace. Peace is
Mhm.
number one mechanism, and silence to whoever's trying to attack you, because Satan, he roams the earth seeking who he can devour, and he uses people. I don't know if you are Bible scripture oriented or whatever, but even when Christ was trying to do something for the Lord, Peter said, try to stop him, and then
Mhm.
he said, get behind thee, Satan. See, he
Right.
didn't say Peter, because Satan can use other people, your family members, your friend, your husband, your wife, whatever. And so now that you know this, and that's why I encourage, learning the Most High for yourself. Now that you know this, then you're at peace. That's just Satan. And you just finish your shift. I mean, that's why I finish my whole shift and say, okay, now I can call, or I can do it on my break, whatever's going on.
Right.
Finish my shift. I'm getting my money, girl.
I know
Girl,
that's right. So basically, don't let nobody stop you from making your
it's
coins.
acting crazy,
You
but I'm
gotta
still gonna
find.
get this check, girl.
Yeah,
You gotta do something, even like that.
but
Or
I think
people just gonna be laughing at you and saying, you know what, y'all can't even do that with her.
yeah,
And
but
so, you bring peace.
I'm gonna say this, Tanya. Hold on. I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you have to. Some people, they need to just go get some help, mentally
And
help.
that's true. That's true, because there
Uh-huh.
could be some other trauma, or depending if that's been going on a long time, you might want to go and talk to someone about that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Therapy is a good thing for you. It's free. I mean, you can get things that can get it for free, and they will talk to you. I've had therapy as well. I had therapy on certain things, and because it was court mandated. But I mean, after a while, I said, okay, this isn't so bad. Now you have the power to pick whoever you
Right.
want.
So let me
So
share this with you guys. Yeah.
yes.
Let me share this with you, Tanya, and everybody. I'm going to share with you the full arraignment.
Uh-huh.
I think as she was talking about earlier, I don't know if you already saw it, but you were saying something about the arraignment. So I did find this on YouTube, and this comes from the Detroit News. So
Okay.
I'm going to
This
play a little
happened.
bit of this.
Okay.
And this, huh?
Oh, that happened
You can
in
stay up here
Detroit.
if you want to.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put me
Uh-huh.
if it. Sorry. All right.
Wait a minute. Let me see. Where did it say? East Point. East Point. So is that in Detroit? It says click on Detroit local. So I'm assuming it is in Detroit.
Okay. Point in Georgia too. So I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
No, it's spelled differently. The East Point in Georgia is Pointnt. This is Pointe. So I think this is in Detroit, but don't quote me on that.
No, I can't
But
even
I
see.
think it is in Detroit. Okay, let me go ahead and play it. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
Detective Showers, please approach for the swear to. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the information being provided is true and accurate to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief, subject to penalties of perjury?
I do.
Put your hand down. With regard to the defendant, Afani Muhammad, please set forth a factual basis the warrant request.
Yes, Your Honor. 7/10/25, Hakeem Muhammad stabbed down.
Going on with my system. It was this internet was doing good until
9 Mile. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back." Muhammad was arrested. Admitted guilty stated after she home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle. When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after the stabbing, but was stopped by an armed customer.
The charges are murder and three, count 2, dangerous weapon carrying with unlawful intent, and there's a habitual second notice offense. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
The warrant is being signed and we can proceed to arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calling file number 25354, People versus Afani Badu Muhammad. Counsel appearances for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sean Hagel, on behalf of the people. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Please, this honorable court, may I take time period on behalf of Mrs. Muhammad, who does appear to be a Zoom.
Your name, please, ma'am.
Muhammad.
Here for arraignment of murder in the first degree, premeditated, count 2, carrying a weapon with unlawful intent and a habitual second notice. Mr. Licata, does your client wish to proceed?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. At this time, my client is asking the court to enter a not guilty plea. This matter set for a probable cause conference at the preliminary exam. I have advised my client of her rights, as well as the charges against her and the potential penalties. We are ready to proceed on those grounds.
Very good. Ma'am, do you understand the nature of the charges against you to your satisfaction after talking to your attorney?
Yes.
Very good. I will go ahead and enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
I will appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll set this matter for a probable cause conference on July 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. The preliminary examination will be on July 30th, 2025 at 1 p.m. As to bond, Mr. Licata.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Just briefly, my client is 26 years old. My client is a high school graduate. In fact, is actually taking some online classes for college for a physical therapy degree. There are some disturbing facts in this particular matter, but there are facts that haven't been brought out yet, and my client is extremely anxious to have those facts brought to light during the pendency of this case. She was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical, that involved alcohol issues, which is where the habitual second stems from her prior records. Your Honor, my client is a helpful person. She's a giving person. She's credited with saving a life because of a 60-year-old who had skin cancer. She may go to the doctor to find out that that's exactly what it was. Person is doing extremely well today. The warrants, but at this time, Your Honor, we are asking the court to consider a bond in this manner that is appropriate, that my client can meet, so that she could meet with her attorneys and prepare her to defend. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the people.
Pursuant in this case, we are requesting no bond.
Salina.